So recently I put out a community post saying that if anyone has any ideas for a video, I'd be happy to take the video and make it a real video. And this commenter asked if I could please make one about the Aaismar, Aaismar. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, sorry, but I'll be changing the pronunciation a lot this video, sorry. Race, and they seem pretty cool, so let's get into it. So a quick Google search shows us these, and I love their design. All of them look quite different to the others, and I love how they've got those wings, and the design of them is just all round so cool. I can see why they like these, like, race. They'll look absolutely amazing. And then my eye got caught to these more evil looking ones, and I was thinking, wouldn't it be a good idea if I made two characters, both on the same base, one lawful good and one lawful evil, but both the same race. So I decided to make one either cleric or paladin, we'll see how it ends up looking, and one evil one. So now we know what they are, we should probably start making a character. So we're looking through all the wings, and I'm finding one it's quite difficult to find one. Sorry if the video is fast, I can't quite keep up. I did have to speed it up, otherwise this video would be about an hour. But we've gone for more light colours for this one with a bit of armour, and it looks quite nice at the end. Here I'm looking for a hairstyle, and I did look through quite a few, till eventually I found the default male one, and I thought it looked really good. So I decided to put that on and colour it in blondes and light colours, which I think kind of fit the theme of the character. Now, after colouring it in quite warm colours, I decided to give it some weapons of some sorts. I was looking through it for a while until I found these two, and I think they fit the aesthetic perfectly. So I decided to use them and give them a bit of positioning. And after this, it's on to the next one. Now, this one is the after-mentioned evil one. I decided to give him slightly smaller wings, not too sure why, and more dark-looking clothes. And they look really good. They turned out quite well. The colour I used for him, I'm quite happy with. And I gave him more heavy cloth clothing. Here I used one of my favourite tricks to make the skin look dark like shadow. So you can barely see where the neck ends or stuff, and it works really well with this character. And that's the colouring of this character mostly done. So now it's onto the wings. I've decided to do them dark colours, but I couldn't think of any good ones. So I decided to go with black and purple, because you can't go wrong with black and purple. Now I decided to, so we could fit them both on the same plate, to wrap his wings around him a bit and make him hold something, make him look cool. I decided on this staff, and there is... it's really good, but it's not quite long enough, so I had to reposition it a bit. But it turned out looking really cool, and I'm quite happy I decided to use it. Here I'm just doing a bit more positioning. I've tried to do this hand reaching out to someone, and the other I've decided to change the staff's positioning a little bit to make it look like she's holding it more more, looks like it more important, and just change the shield ever so slightly. Change their face expression, and flash warning, also take a screenshot. And that's it done. Sorry if it was a bit fast there. I'm sorry if that last part ended a bit quickly for you to see it, but here is the finished project. It looks quite good. You can't see it from one side, sorry. You can only see it from that side, because I only took a screenshot from that side. And for that I apologise. But other than that, it turned out quite well. Well, so now I know about this race, and I'm so glad that I got this comment, because this is amazing. But we've only designed the model. Why don't we make an entire character for the race? So, in this video, I will be creating the backstory for this character and the class as well, which will be cleric. Everything else is up to you. You roll for her stats, you get to choose her name, you can choose her subclass, you can choose what spells she chooses. Everything else is up to you to allow for maximum customizability. If I can manage to fit it all in, her description should be in the description of this video. So, for the sake of me not having to call her Aasimar person throughout this entire video, you will get to choose her name if you decide to play as her, but I will think of a name for her. So, let's say, for example, Leo. Leo's city was a large city full of many races, but the government were all Aaismar, and her father was, you get to pick for your world building, the literal campaign, but maybe the emperor, king or chief of the city, and he was getting very old. But there was whisper of war upon the horizon against the demons. Since her father was growing older all the time and could not reverse his age, of course, someone would have to take over soon. However, Leo didn't have the correct training. Since she needed to train in her fighting techniques to become a good enough ruler, her father sent her away, and she had to climb the highest possible mountains and fight owlbears with nothing but her father's spear, of which he gave to her, the royal spear and the royal shield, and the clothes upon her back, to finally get to the temple. And when she got to the temple, she found the monks there, who trained her. Now, you might be thinking, monks are not clerics in Dungeons & Dragons, they are very different. But these monks were trained in the powers of their gods. And that's how she was able to get these powers. The god of which the people of the city worshipped was, I highly doubt I'm saying this right, but Boccob, B-O-C-C-O-B, I think. He's the god of knowledge and like arcane magic and stuff. And he was honestly one of the first ones I saw when I googled D&D gods, but I think he fits the story quite well. After training for a while, she soon became quite powerful with knowledge. She was the most powerful out of all the monks, other than the monk chief. So she decided that she would attempt to speak to the god itself. After trying for months out in the desolate mountains all by herself, she finally managed to reach out to the god, and he spoke to her and gave her arcane power against her own knowledge. Which means basically she didn't know she had this power. All she knew is that he made her current powers better. After her descent back down the mountains, she returns to the city and told her father of her new power. He said that he was incredibly proud of her and resigned from the throne, giving her the power of which he wielded. Now she had the power to control the government and the entire city. However, this was a bad time for her father to resign from the throne, because not even a week after her becoming the ruler, she was invaded. Demons had erupted seemingly from nowhere and paraded the city with pitchforks and swords and monsters beyond her own comprehension. She commanded every army in the nearby city to go and fight them. However, they were much too strong. They rampaged through the city and headed towards her palace where she was. However, she was in danger. So she had the idea to basically, kind of like a warlock, but not, temporarily make a agreement with her god through meditation that he would give her powers of basically a level 20 like person if she served him for the rest of her life. So it's kind of like a warlock, but also mixed with a cleric. So now that she had about an hour of about the equivalent to level 20, she cast a wish and all the demons perished, of course, other than the really powerful ones. They couldn't, but most of the demons were gone and her city was safe again. So that's an Aasimar. They're quite a cool race. I'm glad I got the suggestion for the video. In case you need some character art, here's one of the face and one of the body. For the face one, I'm sorry that the buy thing is there, and for the other one, you can crop it out, but you might be able to use AI to get rid of it. Sorry, I couldn't really crop the photo right without having that there, sorry. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have any suggestions for another video, please tell me, but I do have an idea for my next video, so it might be the video after. Sorry if it took a while. The video corrupted, or I deleted something or something, I don't know what happened. But thank you for watching.